Now, so in the last session, we have discussed about the lookup association and how to map the lookup association between the two objects we have discussed, and what kind of behaviors, the functionalities the lookup association provides, we have discussed. And as part of that, the behaviors, we have identified few behaviors. Now today we'll see some more behaviors also. Some more observations we'll see today, and then we'll move forward to the remaining features. Now, so in the lookup association, we have identified that whenever I'm mapping the lookup association between the two objects, by default, the lookup field is an optional field. That means the relationship field is an optional field where upon creating the child record, selecting the parent is optional. So that means in lookup relationship, child record may be associated with a parent or may not be associated with a parent. It's a fundamental principle of lookup association. Now, so now when you try to create a child record, that means a position record inside my lookup association. At that time, now this lookup field is an optional field. It's not a mandatory field, it's an optional field. So you may select the parent or you may not select the parent. It's your choice. But sometimes in the entry point of view, they will raise a question. Now, whenever I'm mapping that lookup association, I want to make this field as mandatory. That means I would like to make this field as mandatory, okay, where I would like to provide a red color bar symbol here. Then how can we make a lookup field as mandatory here? That already we have discussed that upon creating the lookup association field, that means upon creating this hiring manager field, there we have identified one checkbox also required. That's it, done, nothing else. So we can make this lookup field as mandatory explicitly by selecting that required checkbox. Upon creating this lookup field or upon updating this lookup field details, we can make this field as mandatory by selecting the required checkbox. Then automatically this lookup field will be making it as mandatory by default over here. Then how can we make this lookup field as mandatory? Now let's see. So let's go to that lookup field. Click on view fields. So this is the lookup field that we have. So this is the lookup relationship field that we have. This is the lookup relationship field. Now click on edit link for this field. Click on edit. Now I need to make this field as mandatory here. So here we have a checkbox is available, required checkbox. We have a required checkbox. Now click on this required checkbox. Currently, the first relay button has been selected. Clear the value of this field. Then what do you mean by this option? That already we have discussed in the last session. So whenever I am going to be removing the parent record, automatically the parent is removed, the child record is existed as it is. In that child record, the parent record IDs was there previously, that value will be getting cleared out. That value will be getting erased. That is the functionality. Suppose whenever I'm selecting this required checkbox, then automatically this option will be swapping to this second option over here. So what exactly this option will see practically? Now, I'm selecting this required checkbox now. Click on save. Now automatically the lookup field will be making it as mandatory over here. So let's go to the position records. Refresh the user interface. Now let's see. Now this lookup field is mandatory. Lookup field is mandatory. Now this is the next observation. Let me make a note of this one. We can make the lookup field mandatory by selecting the required checkbox. By selecting the required checkbox upon creating or editing the lookup field. Now, in this case, whenever I'm selecting that lookup field as required, then second radio button has been selected. What exactly that functionality? Now let me show you practically. Now, so now in this case here, assume that I'm having a record like a Java senior developer. I'm going to be assigning this record to a HR person. I'm selecting the HR as some Atul Bhasil. I'm assigning this position record responsibility to some Atul. Now make it save. So who is the parent for this position? Parent is Atul. Because both the objects are working like as parent child. So hiring manager is the parent, position is the child. So hiring manager record is the parent record, position record is the child record. Okay. So for the Java senior developer position, now Atul is the parent record. Now let's try to remove the parent now. Observe what will happen in this case. In the yesterday's session, we discussed the same. When you try to remove the parent record, only parent has been removed, child is existed as it is. Now let's see, because here we made that lookup field as mandatory. Now let's try. Now let's go to the Atul record. Atul is handling that position responsibility, that is Java senior developers over here. Now let's try to remove the Atul's record. Click on delete. Click on OK. Observe what happens. Is the position hiring manager has been deleted? No. Now it is giving this error message to me. There is a warning message to me here. Deletion problems of Atul Bhasil. Now your attempt to delete Atul Bhasil could not be completed because it is associated with the following positions. That means what here? Whenever you are trying to be deleting that parent record will not be allowed you to delete. Why? Because the parent is associated with your child. Then what is the problem? Yesterday it is working very fine, but now it is not supporting over here. Because the problem is, lookup field we have made it as mandatory. Okay, lookup field we made it as mandatory field. That means compulsory value should be there. Compulsory parent ID should be there. But now what we are doing, you are trying to be doing that, removing the parent record. If your parent record is removed, then automatically inside the child record in the lookup field, the value will be getting cleared out, right? But you made that already mandatory, right? So that's what it is not allowing you to delete over here. Okay. Now, in this case, whenever you are making that field as mandatory, then if the checkbox, nothing but if the user tries to remove that parent record, then Salesforce doesn't allow you to remove the parent here. Because it is associated with the child. Now you can raise a question, sir, for example here, I want to remove that parent. How? At that time, whatever the child is available, the child record we have to reparent to some other parent record. That means we have to transfer. We have to change the parent of that child record to some other parent. Then we can remove the parent record here. That possibility is available to you. Or else we have to remove that child record and then we can remove the parent here. That possibility will be available to you. Okay. So this is the one more advantage here. That means one more benefit which is giving this lookup relationship field. But this option will be available, nothing but this benefit or this observation will be getting available when the lookup field is mandatory. Now, let me make that note point over here. 7.1 under this one. When the lookup field is a mandatory field, then when the user tries to remove the parent record which is associated with a child, then Salesforce won't allow us to remove the parent record. Then the solution. What is the solution then? The solution 1. We need to remove the parent record, sorry, the child record from the object and then remove the parent record. It is one solution. Second solution is we need to reparent. We need to reparent the child record to some other parent record, and then remove the parent record from the object. This is the observation. Okay. Next one. The eighth one. Eighth one is sharing settings and security settings of the child record is independent of the parent record. Okay, the sharing settings and the security settings of the child record is independent of the parent record. That means here the child record security is not dependent on the parent. It's purely independent of the parent. That means whenever I'm removing that parent record, only parent is getting removed as part of normal lookup association behavior, as the default behavior of lookup association. So whenever I'm trying to be removing the parent record, only parent has been removed, child record was existed as it is. It's a default behavior of lookup association. Then why? Why it is not deleting the parent child record? Upon removing the parent, only parent has been removed, child is not removed. Why? What is the reason? Because let me show you the practical proof. Now, when you go to that lookup here, Atul is a parent record. Now tell me, do you have the owner field is available here for the parent record? Atul Bhasil is the parent record, so now it is having that owner field. Okay, there is a owner field. Now, let me open the child record Java senior developer. Now tell me, this record is having owner field. So where is that owner? See, here is the owner field. We are having that owner field. That means both parent record and child record is having their own owner fields. Now generally, owner will be having the full controls right. As a owner, I'm having the full rights. In Salesforce also the same. Always, owner will be having the full rights. He can see the record, he can modify the record, he can delete the record also. But other users, just they can see your record, they can modify your record, but they can't delete your record without your permission because you are the owner. So deletion rights will be always there with the owner side. Why? Because, for example, as a owner, if I keep on inserting the record, if other person is keep on deleting the record, then what is the use? There is no concept of security in Salesforce. For that one, when coming to the Salesforce, always the deletion rights will be there at the owner side. Like for example, come to a general scenario. Assume that I'm having my mobile. Now, I'm the owner of the mobile because I have invested some money to buy that mobile. So I can use that mobile. I can make some calls, I can receive some calls, I can access the internet, I can do so many operations through my mobile. Everything is possible. Suppose if this mobile is not required for me, then I will throw it out into the dustbin also. Because I'm the owner of that mobile, so I have that rights. I have the full control on that. Now one of my roommate or one of my friend is using my mobile. Then what he can do? Just he can use my mobile to make some calls, to receive some calls, to access some internet, or to play some games. That's it. But he can't throw it out into the dustbin because he's not the owner. I am the owner of that mobile. I have that rights, but the other people can't have that rights. They can't throw it out into the dustbin, but I can do that because I am the owner. Like the similar way here also, whenever in sales, whenever I'm mapping that parent-child associations inside that objects with the help of this lookup association, so now parent record and the child record both will be having their own owner. So that always owner will be having the deletion rights. Suppose for example I have two records are there, parent and the child. Parent is having the owner and the child is having some different owner. So whenever the parent record is getting removed, then only parent has been removed. Child record will be existed as it is because child record owner is different person. So that other person can't delete that record because only that owner will be having the full rights. That's what here in lookup association, Salesforce won't allow you to remove the child upon deleting the parent. Now, so now here in this case, so that sharing settings and the security settings of the child record is independent of the parent because both parent record and the child record will be having their own owner fields. I'm giving that one point here. Hence, both parent record and the child records will have the owner field. Owner fields. Always, owner will have the deletion rights on the record. Hence, upon removing the parent record, child record will not get removed automatically. The child record will not get removed automatically. So this is the observation as part of this lookup. And one more observation here. Now, so we can't create the role of summary fields. We can't create the role of summary fields on the lookup relationship. Role of summary fields cannot be applicable for the lookup relationship. This will be applicable only for the master detail associations. We'll see what exactly the role of summary field, what is the use, we'll see in the next sessions over here. As part of this associations, as part of this relationships concept, we'll see that concept as well. What exactly the role of summary field. So these are the various observations that we have as part of this lookup association. So now lookup association is very, very important. In the entry point of view, there is a common question, difference between lookup and the master detail associations. It's a common question everywhere. So that we should be aware of that each and every observation, each and every functionality. Next, the lookup dialog configuration. So what exactly the lookup dialog configuration? What is the use? Now let's see practically. Now, first of all, we have to understand what exactly a lookup dialog, where it is available, when that lookup dialog will be getting visible to us. Now, now let's see the lookup dialog. So what exactly the lookup dialog basically? When this lookup dialog will be getting displayed or visible to us, and how can we configure the lookup dialogs? Now let's see practically today here. Now, for example, assume that I have the lookup association between the two objects, where one object is acting as parent, second object is acting as child. That means I have a parent object and I have a child object. Both are available. Now, so now here in this case, inside my parent object here, for example, I am having some various parent records are available. Let me create some more parents also. I am adding a hiring manager with the name some Sridhar. Contact number some value. Location some Mumbai. Email address some gmail.com. I'm adding somewhere. Suresh. Suresh is one of the HR person. Contact number. Location is Chennai. Email ID Suresh some gmail.com. So now here in this case, observe this one. How many people are available? How many HR people are available as of now? 5 people are available. Suresh is one person. Sridhar P. Atul Bhasil. Swati and the Sridhar P. So observe this one here. We have 2 people are available with the name Sridhar. This is the person. This is the person. This person is working in the Chennai location. This person is working for that Mumbai location. Okay. Now, so now today I'm creating a child record. I'm creating a new child record position. Click on lookup, click on new button to create a new child record, which is the position record I'm trying to create. So once I have entered all the details, I need to select that hiring manager. So I'm looking for a Chennai location position. So that click on lookup. Now I would like to assign that position to the Sridhar who is working in Chennai location. But now it is showing all the hiring manager names over here. Okay, all the hiring manager names. So now where it is showing that inside the dialog box. This dialog box is called as lookup dialog box. It is called as lookup dialog. So this is a lookup dialog which is populating all the parent records information inside it. Okay, which is populating all the parent records. Then when this lookup dialog will be getting opened, as soon as once you click on the lookup icon, okay, whenever you click on this lookup icon to select a parent record, automatically this lookup dialog will be getting open for you. Okay, automatically this lookup dialog will be getting open for you here. In this lookup dialog, it is populating all the parent records information. Now, how many parent records? Suppose, for example, I'm having some 1000 hiring manager records are available. That means 1000 parent records are available. Will it be populating all those things? No. When coming to the lookup dialog is having the capability to show the parent records up to 200 only, not more than that. Only 200 records can be able to visible inside this lookup dialog. Suppose, for example, whatever the hiring manager that I'm looking for, if that is not there inside this 200 list, then how can we get it? That means I would like to assign a position record to a HR person, but that HR person name is not there inside this 200 list. I'm having almost 1000 HR people are available. Then what we can do? At that time, we can use this search feature. Okay, we can use this search feature. So whatever the search feature has been given by Salesforce, we can able to use this search feature based on some starting characters. We can able to search for the information as well. For example, I would like to search based on some yes, specify some characters. Once you click on go with the name yes, whatever the records are getting visible, it will be populating all those records. Suppose if I'm specifying yes or, once you click on go, only two records are available which are starting with. Here we have two people are available, Sridhar P and the Sridhar P. Then how do you know which one is for the Chennai location, which one is for the Bangalore, the Mumbai location? How do we know that? How can we differentiate the people over here? If we are having the multiple parents are available, okay, if we have the multiple parents are available with the same name, then we can't differentiate, we can't identify which one is the correct one, which one is the wrong one. So at that time here, for example, it is showing only the name. Suppose if it is showing like as location column also, then I can differentiate. Even though the people names may be same, I can differentiate the people based on the location also, or based on some email ID also, or based on some contact number also, I can able to differentiate. So for that one, but inside this lookup dialog, by default it is populating only that hiring manager name, not the other columns here. But in this case, when coming to the Salesforce, they have given the provision to us, they have given the flexibility to us that not only displaying the hiring manager names, we can able to display the other columns information of that parent record as well. Because if I'm having the multiple parents with the same name, then we can differentiate the people based on some other column values as well. Based on some email ID, based on some contact number, or based on some location, we can differentiate the people as well. That possibility is available to you. Like whenever I'm going to my organizations, so many employees will be available. But in that one, Srinivas is a common name nowadays. Because Srinivas is a common name. So most of the people are having these kind of names. Srinivas, Ramesh, Suresh. These are some common names where most of the people are having these kind of names. So at that time, okay, so now at that time. So to differentiate each and every person, we are going to be using that employee ID as a unique identification number. Even though the employee details may be same, but we can able to differentiate the employee based on the employee ID. So that for every employee, we are going to be allocating a unique employee ID over there. Now, in this case, with the help of this lookup dialog configuration, we can able to configure this lookup dialog to display not only the hiring manager names, because whenever it is showing only the hiring manager names, it will be causing some ambiguities. It is causing some confusions. From these two records, I can't decide which one is the Chennai location record, which one is that the Mumbai location record. I can't differentiate that. I can't identify that. It is difficult. For that one, I would like to customize this dialog box where not only showing the name, I want to show the location value also. I want to show the email ID also. I want to show the contact number also, so that I want to show some other columns information inside my lookup dialog. Then how can we configure this lookup dialog? Now let's see practically over here. Now let's see how can we configure this lookup dialog. Now let's see practically. So now as soon as once I click on this lookup icon, it is populating the lookup dialog, which is populating only the parent record names over here. But not only showing the names, here I would like to show the location value also. I would like to show the contact number value also. I would like to show the email value also here. So for that one, how can we populate this one? Okay. How can we populate? Now we'll see practically over here today. Now, so in order to configure this lookup dialog, what needs to be done? Now let's see. So this lookup dialog is populating what records? Parent records. So that go to the parent object now. Okay, go to the parent object. That means hiring manager. Go to the parent object. Expand that force.com quick access menu. Click on view object link. Click on view object. When you come down, there is a section called as search layouts section. There is a section called as search layouts section. Inside this search layouts section, there is an option called as lookup dialogs. Okay. Now it is indicating currently what columns are displaying over here inside the lookup dialog. Only hiring manager name is getting visible over here. But not only the hiring manager name, I want to show some more columns information also. I want to show the email ID also. I want to show the location, contact number also. I want to make it visible. So that just click on this edit link over here. Okay, click on this edit link. Click on this edit link for the lookup dialog. Now it is indicating that. So now, currently it is showing only the hiring manager name. Okay, currently it is showing the hiring manager name. But now, I want to make it visible the location also. For that one, I'm selecting that location name and the contact number also and the email address also. I'm specifying this information as well. So now, along with that hiring manager name, I would like to show the location value, contact number, and the email ID also over here. So these are the additional columns information. I would like to make it visible. Now here in this case, select these columns. If you want to arrange these columns in the required order, then you can arrange the order also. And then click on Save button. That's it. Done. Then with your lookup configuration here. Click on Save. Now it is populating that. When you go to that search layouts, now for the lookup dialog, currently it is showing hiring manager name and the location, contact number, and the email ID. These values will be getting visible to you over here. Now, so let's go to your child record, child object. Try to create a new child record now. Now go to the lookup field, observe what will happen. It is populating the lookup dialog. Now what columns are visible to you? Not only the hiring manager. Previously it is showing just the name, but now it is showing that location value also, contact number also, email ID also. So that even though if you're having the multiple people with the same name, then we can differentiate. This reader is from Mumbai location, this reader is from Chennai location. So based on your requirement, you can able to select the people to whom you want to assign this position responsibility. So that whenever I'm going to be mapping the lookup association, we need to implement that lookup dialog configurations as well. It's a fundamental responsibility as a developer. Because whatever the surrounding things are required, we need to do. Okay? Because the client won't disclose all these things. We have to do that here. Because whenever they have given some requirement, we have to do that impacted areas also. What are the related features are available, those we need to configure. It's our responsibility as a developer. So that here the client won't inform, okay, please configure the lookup dialog here, because here the client doesn't know all these technical things. So we have to do automatically manually here by our own. But at that time here we are informing to that client, so now this is the columns are specifying. Suppose if the customer needs some more columns to be get visible, then based on the client need we can add some more columns also. Suppose if the client asks me to change the order of these columns, then we can able to change the order of these columns also. Depends upon the client's requirement. Okay. So this is what the concept of lookup dialog configuration. Next one, lookup filters here. So what do you mean by this lookup filter? So what do you mean by this lookup filter configuration? Now let's see. For example, assume that I'm having an organization. So my organization is located in the various locations. Like as assume that I'm a recruitment team, nothing but I'm a recruitment organization. So we have so many clients to whom we are providing the resources, like as a consultancy, recruitment consultancy. It's like as a resource management organization. Whenever the client needs some resources, then we are providing the resources. Now, so we have our HR department in the multiple locations. In Bangalore location, we have a separate HR team. and and in the Chennai location we have a separate HR team. And in Hyderabad location, we have a separate HR team. And in the Mumbai location, we have a separate HR team. In Mumbai location, we have a separate HR team. So these are the four branches that we have for my company, where we are purely into the recruitment process. So whenever our client needs some resources, then our HR teams are going to be finding out the right resources, and we are going to be outsourcing these employees to that company, nothing but to my clients. Now, so now today we got a requirement from one of our client. Okay, today we got a requirement from one of our client, like some TCS. TCS is one of our client. So now TCS needs some Salesforce developers. TCS needs some SFDC developers. TCS needs some SFDC developers. SFDC developers. Further, which branch? Because TCS is having so many branches are there. So now they need some SFDC developers for their Hyderabad branch. For their Hyderabad branch, they need some SFDC developers here. How many people? Some 5 people. They need some 5 resources for the SFDC development. That means Salesforce developers we need. So up to 5 members are required for their Hyderabad location. But in this case, whenever I'm going to be creating this position record SFDC developers with the number of resources as 5 for Hyderabad location, then as part of my company policy, as part of my organization policy, whenever we got some requirement for a specific client in a specific location, like as some Hyderabad, then at that time, this position responsibility has to be assigned to the Hyderabad HR team only, because the position is for the Hyderabad location, and then we are having a HR department in the Hyderabad location, so that I need to assign this responsibility to the Hyderabad HR team. For example, assume that we have one more client. Okay, we have another client also, like as some Infosys. Infosys is also one of our client. So Infosys from Mumbai location here. So these people need some Java developers. These people need some Java developers. How many? They need some 5 people, or they need some 4 people here for their Mumbai location. At that time, now depends upon the position location, I want to assign this responsibility to the respective HR department here. So this has to be get assigned to Mumbai. Why here? The position is for Mumbai location, so that this position responsibility I want to assign to the Mumbai location HR team only, because we have the local HR team is available in the Mumbai, so that I want to assign it. So these people will take care of that. So that means what here? Whenever I'm trying to be creating a new position record, so whatever the location that I have selected, in that location, who are all the hiring managers are available, only those HR records has to be get visible. Other locations HR people information should not be visible to me. Then how can we configure like this? Generally, what we are doing as of now, when you try to create a child record, okay, when you try to create a child record here, for example, I'm creating a position record over here. I'm selecting the location of the position as some Hyderabad. But when I click on this lookup icon, okay, when I click on this lookup icon, it is populating all the HR person's information who belongs to all the locations. Chennai location HR people, Mumbai location people, Bangalore location people, Hyderabad location people, everybody's information is populating. But now I don't want to populate all. Whatever the position's location is available, based on that position location, this is from Hyderabad. So in Hyderabad, how many employees are working over here? Only one person, Swati. So only Swati record has to be get visible to me. This is my requirement. That means what in this case here, what we need to do, I want to show only that Swati. Why? Because here Swati is also from Hyderabad location here. So that I need to compare these two location values. That means what location values I'm comparing over here, position location value I'm comparing with hiring manager location value over here. If both are same, then only the records has to be get visible over here. Okay? If the position location value and in the hiring manager location value both are same, then only I would like to make it visible, so that I would like to have the comparison between these two records over here. So now in this case over here, okay, now here in this case, for example, assume that I'm selecting this position as for the Chennai location. When I click on this lookup icon, here also it is populating all. But I don't want to show all, it has to populate only that Suresh record because he is from Chennai location, and the Sridhar P is also from Chennai location. So that only these two records has to be get visible in this case here. In this case, only these two records has to be get visible. Other records should not be visible to me here. That means what? I need to compare, okay, I need to compare the position location value and the hiring manager's location value, both same. If both are same, then only I want to make it visible inside the lookup dialog. Remaining records should not be visible. So for that one, whenever the lookup dialog is populating all the HR records, then I would like to add some filters. I would like to add some conditions in order to filter out these records. So instead of displaying all the parent records, I want to make it visible only those parents which are matching the specified criteria. For that reason, I would like to go with the lookup filters. That means as soon as once you click on that lookup dialog, sorry, the lookup icon, it is opening a lookup dialog box where it is populating all the parent records information. But I don't want to show all the parent records information. I want to display only those parent records whose location value is exactly matching with that position's location. So in this case here, in order to filter out the records available inside that lookup dialog box, we are adding some filters for this lookup dialog. For this lookup field, we are adding some filters which are called as lookup filters. Then how can we implement this one? Now let's see practically over here. Now, how to do this one? Now let's see. In this case, what needs to be done? I need to add the condition. What is that condition? Now, whenever it is going to be loading this lookup dialog here, nothing but when this lookup dialog will get open, when I click on the lookup icon, that means lookup field. When I go to this lookup field over here, so now when you go to this lookup field, upon click on this lookup icon, only it is going to be populating the lookup dialog. That means this belongs to lookup field over here. So that on this lookup field, we need to add some filters over here. On this lookup field, I need to add some filters where it has to verify what is the location of the position. Based on this position location, I would like to get the associated HR person's information. So now here what I'm comparing that position location value and the hiring manager's location value. Both are the same, then only I want to make it visible. Now, let's see how can we configure this lookup filters configuration. Now, let's take a small use case over here. Take take a small use case. Configure the lookup filter on the position object to populate only those hiring manager details who are working in the same location as the position. That is, both position location and hiring manager location should be same. This is my requirement. So at that time, what I need to do, I need to add a condition here. I would like to add a condition. So what is that condition we need to add? We need to add that condition. Positions location field value should be equals to the hiring manager's location value. Both I need to compare over here. So for that reason, we are going to be adding the lookup filters. How to add the lookup filter? Now let's see practically in this case. Let me show you that. Now, so let's go to that lookup field. Okay, that means inside the child object, go to the lookup field. Expand this for StatCon quick access menu and click on view fields. So this is the lookup field that we have as of now. This is the lookup field. So now click on this edit link in order to modify that. So when you come down here, you will be having a lookup filter settings. There is an option called as lookup filter section. In that lookup filter section, there is an option called as show filter settings. Okay, show filter settings. Expand this show filter settings. Now here we can able to add the conditions over here, whatever you want. I would like to add the conditions here. What conditions we need to add? I need to auto-populate only those HR persons, so that I would like to compare the position location value and the hiring manager's location value. If both are same, then only I would like to make it visible over here. So in this case, specify that. I'm specifying the position object. Now what field value you want to compare? Position's location here. Like as a location field. Position's location name equals to, with which you want to compare. I would like to compare with another field. Nothing but field to field. Location is here also, the location is a field. Here also location is a field. But this location field is position object. This field is in hiring manager object. So that field to field I'm comparing over here. So that now here it is indicating what you want to compare. Field to field or field to value. So for that one we are specifying that. Field. Okay, field. I want to compare the field with field again here. Now position location value is equals to hiring manager's location. So that select the object as hiring manager, which a field value location name. So that this is the condition. That's it. Done. So that here we are going to be adding the condition. Positions location field value with hiring manager's location field value. If it both are equals, then only I want to display those records inside my lookup dialog. Along with that here, if you want to display any text in the lookup window, then you can specify that. Now, I'm indicating. So now please select any of the hiring manager to assign the position. Please select any of the hiring manager to assign the position. I'm giving some information and then make this lookup dialog, lookup filter as active. You can make this lookup filter as active. Enable this filter over here. Now click on save button. Click on save button. That's it. Done. Then how do you know there is a lookup filter is available on that field? Now let me show you. When you come down, previously simply it is showing like as lookup of hiring manager. But now it is adding one small filter option also. Okay, it is adding a small filter option also, which is indicating, so now on this lookup field there are some lookup filters are available here. Here's the indication. Just by looking into the field itself, we can able to understand, do we have any lookup filters on this particular field or not? We can verify that. with the help of this lookup filter symbol over here. This is the symbol of lookup filters. Okay, now. So now let's go to that here. Let's try to create a position record now. Click on positions. Click on new. So now here I am going to be selecting the location value as from Hyderabad. Now just click on this lookup icon. It will populate only those hiring managers who are available for the Hyderabad location. So it is populating only those things. Remaining people information will not be visible. Your lookup window text will be getting visible over here. Okay. So this is the functionality. Suppose for example, I am selecting the location as some Chennai. Click on lookup icon. It will populate only those hiring managers who are working for the Chennai location. So that is populating both the records which are associated with the Chennai location. Suppose I am selecting for the Bangalore. Once you click on lookup, only that Bangalore location people will be getting visible. Suppose if I am selecting some Mumbai, only the Mumbai related people will be getting visible. Suppose for example, if I am selecting some Pune, then Pune we don't have any HR people, so that will be making this list as empty. Okay, nothing is available. Even though when you try to set some Atul, it won't display because in the Pune location we don't have any people whose name is starting with the character some A. So now here in this case here, okay, now here in this case here, depends upon that location of the hiring manager, we can able to populate the respective positions also. That possibility is available here. So this is how we can able to add the lookup filters. Sometime before we don't have this kind of features in Salesforce. So at that time we have to add this functionalities through triggers. By using the development part we have to do that. But now these are available as part of configuration itself. So that no need to do any additional coding part. We can able to implement through the configuration features itself. Okay. So this is the concept of lookup filter configuration in Salesforce. Now, so in tomorrow's session we are going to discuss about the master detail relationship and what exactly the master detail association will see practically. And after that, we are going to be discussing about a small feature called as hierarchical relationship. So what exactly the hierarchical relationship we'll see practically tomorrow. Okay, these two features we are going to be discussing on tomorrow's session. So now once you are done with this master detail, then you will be able to get the complete difference between lookup and the master detail associations. And then hierarchical association is also very, very important point in the entry point of view and as part of certifications as well. Okay. Now, thank you.
Okay,
Thanks for your time.
last question.